everyone. Welcome to this beautiful afternoon on Friday, March 12th. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And today's walk, we are starting at Davisville Avenue and Bayview Avenue. So currently we are looking south down Bayview. But we will be walking north. And we're going to be walking north till we get to Eglinton Avenue. So it's not a really long walk today, but got some errands to do in the neighborhood, so I thought I would take you along. So here, it looks like this site of this Value Mart is going to be coming down. So they're putting up a 9-story, so it's residences. Is there any commercial? There might be commercial on the bottom, I wonder. Yeah, so these notices are, I find at least one or two in all of my walks. Some neighborhoods certainly have more notices of new developments than others, but Toronto is right now all about new developments. I like Bayview. It has some lovely shops, like real neighborhood type shops. So people in the neighborhood, of course, frequent here, and there's some good restaurants too. Uh-oh, just dropped something. Oh. Sorry about that. Okay. Now, let's see. It is, when I left home, it said it was 12 out, but there is a wind chill, so it feels quite a bit cooler. But I am wearing like a fall jacket. No longer am I wearing a winter coat, but anything can happen in March. Anything can happen in April. We've had snowstorms and all kinds of cold weather in the latter part of March and certainly into April. So most of Bayview, from where we started and where we're heading to, are like these 2-story commercial spots. That's looking to the west, or east rather. This is looking to the west. So Bayview is a major north-south route in Greater Toronto. And so north of Toronto, in York Region, Bayview is designated as York Regional Road 34. So it's just a street name change. And the length of Bayview from top to bottom is 17.5 kilometers. So that's roughly like 10 miles, I guess. The very south end is Mill Street, and Mill Street is in the Distillery District. And the north end is Water/Gorham Street in Newmarket. So you can see that it is quite busy. certainly with the cars. Now on the side, on the curb lane, both sides of the street, there is parking. So that of course limits the drive-through traffic to one lane each way. It is the major street for the community neighborhood of Leaside. It's home to, as I mentioned, many shops and restaurants. I find to be most of the restaurants are on the west side, to my experience. Most of them have been to the west. And there's major institutions along Sunnybrook, or along Bayview. Sunnybrook Hospital, of course, being one. And then there's Eglinton College, the Toronto French School, very exclusive club called the Granite Club. There is the private school. I'm pretty sure it's a private school. It's called the Crescent School. And of course there's the Bob Rumble Center for the Deaf. Now, where we're going today, it won't take us to those particular spots. But it kind of is a cool walk through this part of Bayview. We're south of Eglinton and north of Davisville. And it's just, you know, I mean, with these low-rise buildings, you know, they're a sign of the time. These buildings were erected probably in the 1920s. But, you know, like the way Toronto was going, I wouldn't be surprised that one day these low-rise buildings will come down to make way for bigger, taller, more encompassing buildings. Like you can see, I'm going to angle the camera up, but if you look at the skyline, you can see a large crane, and that's not too far from here. That is, I think it's right the next block. We're not even at Eglinton yet. So, it's just a matter of time. That's too bad that it says there, Pagnello's Antiques, store closing. I hope that the store closing is because people that own it are retiring and they want to live an easier life, maybe. But I hope it's for something like retirement versus because of COVID. But normally when shops are closing, at least in my experience, and if it's for retirement, their notices normally say, you know, closing after 25 years in business and that type of thing. It's not to say that that's not the case with that shop that we just passed, but I'm just hoping that's the case and not for any other reason. So we're just looking south on Bayview. We've just walked up from Davisville. We continue to head north. I've been noticing in my last few videos that I need to pay better mind to how quickly I am moving my handheld camera around because when I was editing it, there's just way too much motion. So I apologize for that. I'm going to keep better track of how well, oh my god, look at all the debris. Keep better track of, pay better attention to how I'm maneuvering the camera. Now this debris is all probably because of how windy it is today. It's really windy, and yesterday as well. Yesterday it was super windy as well. So with all this wind, I'm just also concerned about the audio and hoping that you can hear me clearly. I've tried using a mic and it didn't work. Just, I don't know what's wrong, but we tried it with the wind protector, like that foamy thing on the end of the mic, and we've tried it without. We've tried it in different parts of my collar. I don't know, just doesn't work. Looking at moments ago, I was going to turn around and show you, it belongs to this new build. So that clearly is a condo. So I suspect, being that it's, 3 o'clock and it's a Friday, Bayview is pretty busy. Rush hour normally happens, well, sort of rush hours as far as I'm concerned all day, but really picks up, or it really becomes noticeable anywhere from 2 o'clock onward, especially on the major thoroughfares, and Bayview would be one of them. So this also goes, Bayview that we're walking along goes under the Bloor Street Viaduct. I crossed the Bloor Street Viaduct in my video, I think about a week or two ago. It was a long video. It was, what was it? I think I ended at Parliament and I started at Leaside. Yeah, I think the video was Leaside to Parliament or something like that. So I went over a couple of bridges in that video. So just to talk about, just to point out rather what I spoke about earlier, here's yet another new build construction site. These are all going to be torn down. When I look at these residents, I think about them because some of them, are pretty old. And I think, how many families have lived there? And I think how sad it would be to, come visit your old place of residence, place that you maybe grew up at, and see it no longer there. I think I would be a bit sad to see that. So far I know the two homes that I grew up in Calgary, There was one in Thorncliffe on Buckthorn Road. And I lived there from, I guess, when my parents brought me home from the hospital until grade 10. And then we moved to Huntington Hills. And I lived there from grade 10 until I moved out of the house. So every once in a while, I check on Google to see if they're still there or if they've been painted or if there's been any changes. They look the same. So here we are at Eglinton and Bayview. I'm right now at the southwest corner. That's looking west on Eglinton. That's looking north on Bayview. And here we are looking eastbound on Eglinton. So that concludes today's video. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed having you with me. And if you'd be so kind, please subscribe to my channel and click on that like button. And I look forward to you joining me in my next video. Have a great day. Boomer Girl Walking, signing off.